Good morning, students. We are reading chapter 4 in science, acids, bases, and salts. We have come to know the properties of acids. So, today we shall discuss about bases and alkalis. We have also read about bases and alkalis, but just to remember again, just to revise what are bases. Okay, so today I am trying to give you some notes regarding bases, and it is there in the book. However, if you like, I shall send these notes also. Okay, later on. So, what are bases? Okay, bases are substances containing hydroxyl group, OH group, which when dissolved in water can produce free hydroxide ion. Just see, hydroxyl group, OH group, okay, it is an ion, but this ion can be generated when dissolved in water. So free hydroxide ion, you can write OH 1 minus ion. So ions are charged species, so I shall have to indicate the charge also. OH 1 minus, it is negative charge. Okay, single negative charge hydroxide ion. So bases are substances containing hydroxyl group which when dissolved in water can produce free hydroxide ions. Examples of bases are, just see, number 1, sodium hydroxide. What is the formula? Sodium symbol is Na and hydroxide OH. So NaOH, sodium 1 plus, this is 1 minus. Positive negative charges will attract together, so they will form a molecule of a compound, sodium hydroxide. Okay, similarly let us see the formula of another base, that is potassium hydroxide. So it has got potassium ion and hydroxide ion. Potassium is 1 plus and this is 1 minus, this is positive ion, this is negative ion, so they will combine together because of opposite electrical charges and form a molecule of potassium hydroxide base. Okay, both these sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are considered as strong bases. Okay, there are other, so in basically in bases we are getting a metal ion and hydroxide ion, and there are examples where we get where metal ion, presence of metal ion is not essential, just like ammonium hydroxide, it is also a base. And ammonium hydroxide, AMMONIUM, ammonium hydroxide. So its formula is ammonium ion is NH4. Okay, it is positive charge, there is a positive charge and an hydroxide ion. So ammonium hydroxide NH4OH is its formula, NH4OH. Okay, but basically we find that bases have got a metal ion and hydroxide ion, but it is not necessary all the time. Ammonium hydroxide is an example where we find it is a non-metallic positive ion. Okay, ammonium group which is positive, which has positive charge. So ammonium hydroxide, it is also base. So calcium hydroxide, COH whole 2. Why the formula is COH whole 2? Because calcium is dipositive and this is single negative, so exchange the charges of ions, so CaOH whole 2. Similarly magnesium hydroxide, MgOH whole 2, MgOH whole 2, magnesium hydroxide. Aluminum hydroxide, AlOH whole 3. Why? The aluminum is 3 plus and hydroxide is 1 minus, so aluminum 1, hydroxide 3. Okay, aluminum hydroxide we have got the formula, etc. Ammonium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide, AlOH whole 3, ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. Okay, so these are various examples of bases, and out of these bases, sodium hydroxide is a strong base, potassium hydroxide is a strong base, and other bases are considered as weak bases. So calcium hydroxide is a weak base, magnesium hydroxide is a weak base, aluminum hydroxide is a weak base, ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, zinc hydroxide, iron hydroxide, and a ferric hydroxide, ferrous hydroxide. These are all examples of weak bases. Okay, now let us come to what are the properties of a base. What are the properties of a base? So various properties of bases are: bases taste bitter. We know that acids taste sour and bases taste bitter. So first property of a base is a base will taste bitter. Then bases are slippery to touch. If you touch a basic material, basic substance, it will slip. Then soapy to touch, फिसलता है, that is the slippery to touch. Third property, bases can change the color of red litmus into blue one. Bases can change into blue. To whom? To red litmus solution. Okay, So these are the properties of a base. Now come to what are indicators. We have got another important topic in our book is the indicators. So let us give some notes regarding indicators. So here is for you what are indicators. Indicators are complex chemical substances. Indicators are complex chemical substances which can change their color in different chemical medium. In different chemical medium. Thus, indicators are used to identify acids, bases, and neutral solutions. Acidic solution, basic solutions, and neutral solutions. An indicator has the nature or property of changing color. And in acidic medium, they will show one color. In basic medium, they will say another color. In neutral medium, they may show another color. Okay, so this is about the indicators. Now come to various examples of indicators. So indicators are of two types. Indicators can be found in nature, and indicators can be prepared artificially by men. So examples of natural indicators, indicators which are available in our nature are the litmus solution. Litmus solution, it is a plant extract and a plant lichen. So it is obtained from plant lichen, and it is a extract, any juice of that plant, leaves of that plant. Then turmeric powder. Turmeric is haldi powder. It is also a natural indicator. China rose extract, petals of China rose, and hibiscus जो है, if we can extract that liquid from the China rose flower, that also acts as an indicator. And examples of artificial or man-made, artificial or synthetic or man-made indicators are methyl orange, phenolphthalein, etc. These are examples of man-made indicator or artificial indicators. Okay, synthetic indicators, artificial or man-made. What are next? We have got another important point, that is neutralization reactions. Neutralization reaction and formation of salts. Neutralization reaction and formation of salts. Okay, so we have read about when we are reading bases and alkalis. तो bases के लिए क्या बताया गया था? What are bases? Bases are substances which react with acids to form salt and water. Bases are bitter to taste and have a soapy feel. So bases are substances which react with acids to form. अब देखो, यानी we can get salt from the acid base reactions which are called the neutralization reactions. Okay, so a chemical reaction between an acid and a base is known as neutralization reaction. A chemical reaction between an acid and a base, अगर एक तो acid लेंगे और base लेंगे और react करा देंगे, तो that reaction will be called neutralization. देखो neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. When such a reaction takes place, water and salt are formed. Salt and water are produced. During neutralization, the acid and the base cancel the effect of each other. So इसको neutralization, why it is said neutralized acid base reactions are called neutralization reactions? Why? Because an acid can cancel the property of a base, and a base can cancel the property of an acid. Okay, so both the acidic and basic nature get cancelled, and some neutral things are produced. Salt and water produce. Salt solutions are neutral in nature, and water is also neutral substance. That is why we drink water. That is why it is called acid base reactions are called neutralization reactions, because they can cancel the property of each other. That is, can neutralize each other, है ना, दूसरे एक दूसरे को खत्म कर सकता है. Let us perform an activity to understand the process of neutralization reaction. तो बहुत सारे neutralization reaction examples हम सबको मिलेगा. We can get various examples of neutralization reactions. देखो, तो यहाँ पर भी notes थोड़ा बना दिए हैं. What are neutralization reactions? The reaction between an acid and a base producing a salt and water are called neutralization reaction. The reaction between an acid and a base called neutralization reaction, as an acid can cancel the property of a base, and a base can cancel the properties of an acid. Okay, that is why acid base reactions are called neutralization reaction. And what is the result of neutralization reaction? Now salt and water are produced. Okay, so in neutralization, the reactants are an acid and a base, but the products are a salt and water. Just see examples. देखो, examples of neutralization reaction. Here it is there in your book also. NaOH plus HCl. देखो, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, is a base, and HCl is acid. Sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. So I have taken an acid and a base, and what will form? Now salt and water, NaCl and H2O. NaCl and H2O. Now how this salt and water are formed? देखो, तो बेस में कौन कौन आयन है? mechanism of the reaction कैसा हो जाएगा ना, in NOH which is a base, तो जैसा ही बेस को हम बेस का solution बनाएंगे in water, है ना, the ions will get separated. Sodium hydroxide is made up of which ions? Na, sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Similarly, if I take a solution of an acid, then in solution of acid in water, then the ions get separated. Hydrogen ion and chloride ion will be separated. So we shall get chloride ion which is 1 minus and hydrogen ion which is 1 plus. So when I am putting an acid and a base in a beaker or test tube together, then what are the various ions present in the solution, or inside the test tube, or inside the beaker, or inside the vessel? Now we have got sodium ion, chloride ion, hydroxide ion and hydrogen ion. Sodium, these two ions are produced by base and these two ions are produced by acid. अब देखो, opposite ions will interact with each other. Sodium is positive and chloride is negative, so they will attract with each other. Okay, so they will form sodium chloride, NaCl. Or this is from acid and this is from base. Acids are present, hydrogen ions are present in acid and hydroxide ions are present in base. तो देखो ये दोनों आयन एसिड का और बेस का दोनों मिलकर क्या बना दिया, H प्लस और OH माइनस मिलकर पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव चार्ज हो रहा है. दे विल combine together due to opposite electrical force of attraction and they will produce water, H2O. देखो दो तो हाइड्रोजन एटम और एक ऑक्सीजन. In this way, and due to the reaction between a base and an acid or base, we get salt and water. So this is because just exchange of ion हो रहा है. देखो exchange of ion कैसे कैसे acid base reaction में salt कैसे बनाओगे. देखो ये है बेस का पॉजिटिव आयन, सोडियम आयन इज द पॉजिटिव आयन एंड एसिड का क्लोराइड आयन इज द नेगेटिव आयन. सो दिस इज पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव, है ना. बेस और एसिड का पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव ले लो तो यू कैन गेट द सॉल्ट NaCl. ठीक है. और वाटर कहाँ से बनेगा, अब वाटर के लिए भी चाहिए बेस एसिड का पॉजिटिव आयन लो और बेस का नेगेटिव आयन लो. नेगेटिव आयन इज हाइड्रोक्साइड आयन, so this is positive negative, they will attract each other and form water, H2O. I think it is very easy to understand. देखो बेस में क्या है पॉजिटिव आयन और एसिड का नेगेटिव आयन, दोनों लो पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव, you will can form the, you will get the salt. And take positive ion of the acid and negative ion of the base, you will get water. Okay, so positive ion of the base and negative ion of the acid, you will get salt, and positive ion of the acid and negative ion of the base will give you water. Nothing, just positive negative positive positive negative. Shift down to another example, potassium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. This is a base, OH ion, so this is base, and hydrogen ion, so this is acid. Okay, so the positive ion of the base, potassium is positive and sulfate is negative. Okay, so positive negative, they will attract each other and they will form a salt, potassium sulfate salt. Potassium sulfate salt, and hydrogen ion is positive, hydroxide ion is negative. This is positive, hydrogen ions are positive, hydroxide ions are negative, so they will also attract with each other because of opposite electrical charges, so they will form water, H2O. In this way, salt and water we can easily, if you can write the formula of the acid and the base, then you choose the positive ion and the negative ion. Positive ion of the base and negative ion of the acid, they will combine together to form the salt, and positive ion of the acid and negative ion of the base, they will produce water. Mutual exchange of ions हो रहा है, positive negative. Is it not easy? It's very very easy. Try to understand a little bit, you will be able to know. So how are they produced? In potassium hydroxide in water, when you dissolve this base in water, potassium ion and hydroxide ions are produced. When sulfuric acid is dissolved in water, then hydrogen ion and sulfate ions are produced. So we have got all these four ions. This is positive, this is negative, this is from base, this is from acid, positive negative. So they will form potassium sulfate, and this is positive from acid and negative from base, so they will also attract each other and they will form water. So hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion, they have formed water, and potassium ion and sulfate ion are positive negative, they have formed potassium sulfate. Very very easy to understand. Let us come to another example. If you feel difficulty, then I am again explaining with another example. Just see, magnesium hydroxide is a base, OH ion है तो base है, और hydrogen ion, so this is acid. So this is magnesium hydroxide base and nitric acid is an acid. So this is the positive ion. Magnesium ion is the positive dipositive और nitrate ion is the single negative. So positive, देखो एक का positive दूसरा का negative, है ना. Positive ion of the base and negative ion of the acid. Positive negative will attract each other, they will form salt. And hydrogen ion of the acid, hydrogen ions from the acid and hydroxide ions from the base, they will also attract each other because of opposite electrical charges, so they will form salt. So we have got from magnesium hydroxide and nitric acid, what is the salt form? Magnesium और नाइट्रेट आयन से मैग्नीशियम नाइट्रेट सॉल्ट हो गया और H plus OH मिलकर वाटर दे दिया, ठीक है. So in water when we take the acid base in their solution form. So in solution मतलब solution made in water. तो वाटर में जैसे सोल्यूशन बनाएंगे तो आयोनाइज हो जाता है, आयंस गेट सेपरेटेड. सो मैग्नीशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड बेस एंड इफ यू डिजॉल्व बिटवीन वाटर it will form magnesium ion and hydroxide ion. Similarly, nitric acid, if you dissolve it in water, it will ionize to form hydrogen ion and nitrate ion. तो ये चार variety, there are 4 types of ions, opposite nature. So base का positive और acid का negative लो, you will get the salt. और acid का positive और base का negative ions लो, you will get the water. So very simple. Okay, I shall send you the photographs also for writing notes. Next is neutralization reaction, that is all about. Next we shall come about the salts in our next video, so please wait for that. I am giving you time to take photographs of these, or I shall send photographs also. Yes, you can study and listen, you can study and listen. Okay, you can study and listen about neutralization reactions from the book as well as from my notes. Thank you.